In this edition of Twin Rule Game Reviews, we'll be taking a look at the game Dragon Fantasy, The Volumes of Westeria, developed by Muteki Corporation and published by Choice Provisions. Now, Dragon Fantasy is a classic role-playing game inspired by Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. So there's 3 main chapters in the game. This first one's like the main story, where you're the main hero trying to defeat the villain who wants to rule the land. Second and third chapter is basically like another take on the story from support characters. The bottom one really is like a bonus part in this game, which I didn't really feel like needed to be in this game. The bonus one took me maybe 40 minutes to go through. This one took about an hour and a half. This one just over an hour. Main game for me took about just over 4 hours. Some people took 6 to 7 hours. For me, being quite familiar with RPG games, the classic style, like I said, I went through pretty quick. And as you get through each chapter, it gives you a little save to know you've beaten it. I'm hoping that it's used to give you some type of bonus in a future game if it comes out, because you don't get any special unlocked chapters for beating them all, which kind of sucks. And so the game does have a 16-bit and 8-bit graphic mode. So as you can see here, I'm currently in the 16-bit mode, which is what the game defaults on. I actually played through all the chapters with the default settings. And so as you go into the screen here, you can actually have the game use the gamepad along with the TV if you want. So if I hit the minus button, now the menu's on the gamepad along with a map that you can kind of see of the town, or if you're on the overworld and you see it of the overworld. And then you can hit the minus again, and as you saw, the status came up. That means I can utilize the screen on top because I'm technically in like off TV mode. You've got items in here, you have your spells for your characters, weapons you can equip, quest log, bestiaria, so all those traditional RPG stuff from the Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy age. And in here, like I said, you got your enhanced graphics, which is your 16-bit enhanced music, visible monsters so you can actually see them when you're in the caverns, towers, stuff like that. Not on the overworld though, it's still a random encounter. If you want a bit of a challenge, you want to probably turn visible monsters off for that classic challenge, because I found that it actually was a bit easier going through some of the towers and stuff when you had visible monsters on. And so if I go ahead and turn this off to show you, as you can see there, the graphics went to 8-bit, so if you want to play with that Nintendo feel versus the Super NES feel. And so yeah, it gives you a lot of replayability if you want to go back and play the game again using the different graphic style. And so go ahead and turn it back on the map. You'll see it kind of goes from a top-down view to more of a angled view, which is traditional for the Super NES games, the Mode 7 and stuff back in the day. Now, like I said, the graphics are cool. I like the sound effects, the music, the homage to the classic RPG. I do enjoy the different references to different video games in it. You've got your Zelda, like Kid Icarus, as I'm mentioning. The story seems to be based on Dragon Quest. A lot of the towns, or some of the towns anyway, I found were actually named similar to Final Fantasy, and so that's pretty cool as well. The game does have a monster capturing capability, and so if you do capture a monster with a monster catching net, you can actually have that monster fight with you as an ally. So that's kind of handy for those who need the extra boost from an extra character because you're having trouble playing through the chapter in the game. The game as well has a few bugs in it. There's a gold bug where if you have under 1,000 gold when you die, you keep that gold. The game technically is supposed to have you losing half your gold, but it never actually happens. Another issue is that when you get over 1,000 gold, what happens is that if you die, then you lose that gold and it goes down to 1,000 gold. So here, if I were to die, I would lose 1,018, so it's not even the half. So that half loss issue or code isn't even in here properly. And so as you saw, there was a save and quit, kind of like a save state where you go back into the game later and it will then erase that, like a quick save. So that's something if you need to get going. Like I said before, the first chapter is about for me 4 hours, so it's a long chapter. The other ones were on the shorter side, so that was kind of disappointing because it kind of blew through pretty fast for those other chapters. Like I said, the Minecraft chapter really didn't need to be there. In the game as well, you can see in the bottom right, there's a huge map. You don't really get to go through all the map though. The bottom half, I didn't really see myself being in. It was the top half I was in over the 3 chapters. So I don't know why that extra map is there. It kind of makes you feel like you're missing something in the game. But all in all, I had a ton of fun playing this. It definitely brought back a lot of memories for Zelda, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, those type of games. Makes you want to go and play those games again. Definitely give this an 8 out of 10, and that's it for this review.